In this new cryptocurrency era, Donald Trump is working to change America. We found links between the Trump family and XRP, but what are they? After looking around, I think I have some intriguing stuff to show you. This video will only talk about that. Now, let's hear Donald Trump's opinions about cryptocurrencies in the US and why he thinks they will be important to his administration going forward. The technology that underpins the banking system is decades old, if not older, a fact that many Americans are ignorant of, and you already know that. They're making amends with Paul and other people. Payments and money transfers, however, may take days or even weeks to clear. This approach brings the entire outdated system into the 21st century by utilizing the most latest cryptography technologies. After 2 years, who would have thought we would still be doing that? A lot of Americans are. To put it another way, Trump and his administration aim to make doing business in the US less expensive for both individuals and the government. I can't even begin to imagine how much money the US government spent every day to move all that money under the old setup. It is still pretty expensive. Even if you simply trade within your own country, you should know that many countries trade with each other and that a large quantity of money is moved between them. America will save money over time if we can reduce and speed up the cost of money transfers. That was one of his goals. Trump wants his government to find every way to reduce expenses, and I think this was one of the things they thought they could do. They can change a few things to make a bigger difference. We will now obtain that. I'll play this one. Cryptocurrency. I want it. The reason I believe cryptocurrency is a good idea is that if we don't, China will do it. It is new. A lot of people like it. It's really hot. The market segment fared far better than other segments during the market downturn. But the fact that millions of other individuals also desire cryptocurrencies is what makes me want it. Do you know that Biden went after it hard? Then right before the election, he completely changes his mind. Everyone had second thoughts when he became the new chairman of the SEC. Do you know why? Because they wanted to get votes from the hundreds of millions of cryptocurrency users. That's about it, I believe. This was true for about 4 years during the Biden administration. They stopped the development of the technology and targeted many cryptocurrency businesses. And a lot of people in the United States just decide not to build. And in the last seconds, they did change their position. After seeing that voters of all ages, even younger ones, supported the topic, they decided to take this move. I mean, crypto isn't exclusively for kids or old people. The basic principles of blockchain technology are accessible to everyone. Only a little time will be needed for that. As a result, the Trump administration should be commended for realizing their potential and keeping their promises. You will be selected as the winner. That's what happened. It is reassuring, nonetheless, that he is fulfilling his pledges about the Bitcoin bills within the first 6 months of taking office. I admire his diligence because I didn't think we would get rules so fast. I'm glad it's available. We also need to make sure that everyone understands. Naturally, we have coin laws that are detailed in the law. The phrase "against CBD" is also showing up. But in my opinion, the United States is currently in a very advantageous position. I'll play this one. Let me mention something for the benefit of the whole crypto community. For years, you were ridiculed, ignored, and written off. Not even a year and a half ago, you were expelled. Nonetheless, this signature is a strong signal. Furthermore, even prior to this agreement, I believe the value of your products has increased more than any stock or almost more in the past year or year and a half. Although I will acknowledge that some of the stocks were really good, altogether your field has grown more than everyone else's. Hey, compared to other cryptocurrencies, XRP has grown faster in recent years. President Trump then signed the Genius Act into a law. The Genius Act now governs stablecoins. I put a lot of work into this. We know what is taking place. It will take another 18 months for this to start working. There was only one thing that could speed that up. United States Treasurer Scott Bessent. If he took over, he could pass the Genius Act in the United States in 4 months. If he takes advantage of the 120 days he has to do it, we'll have to wait and see. Then I wanted to look at some further links between the Trump family and XRP. During the first few weeks of his presidency, Trump tweeted about the Bitcoin Reserve and the Digital Asset Reserve, saying he wants to start adding XRP to both. It came out that these orders were just presidential directives with no tax funding. As a result, he couldn't start buying Bitcoin, ADA, Solana, or XRP at that time. But I think he's interested in finding out how to do this. So I will keep an eye on this to see what changes information we are given, but they are some of the things I have seen. Presenting XRP to the public and suggesting regulations. When Donald Trump said in March of 2025 that he planned to establish a crypto strategic reserve, he included XRP along with Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and Cardano. Lobbying and social media influenced the decision to include XRP, a political effort by a lobbyist from Ballard Partners, whose clients include Ripple, the company that partners with XRP, seems to have influenced Trump's later statements on Truth Social. That makes sense, doesn't it? That makes sense, but I don't think Trump really knows what XRP is. Lobbyists connected to Ripple and XRP are assembling this in the background for Trump to upload. That's great. I had never heard of this piece before. During the making of this movie, I learned that Trump's initial depiction of XRP as a crucial digital asset caused the market for XRP to rise sharply and significantly, increasing its value by... There's also the political and legal background. For years, Ripple and its executives have used their political connections to donate money to the campaigns of both parties, including a sizable 11 million XRP payment to Kamala Harris's cause. Some people might think it's unbelievable that Chris Larson gave Kamala Harris $11 million. But Ripple, the company, needs to be able to handle both ends. No, if you only back one horse, that one will lose. You won't be lucky. I think this was a smart strategy that worked. They appeared to be in a good position. Behind-the-scenes comments like campaigns for and against Ripple, as well as public support and policy recommendations like XRP's direct market influence, are also present. We highlighted XRP as one of the regulatory and legislative cues that the cryptocurrency industry benefits from. Furthermore, Trump's children understand that cryptocurrencies will be important to their family and other people. I'm going to play this now. I think that the dollar's dominance in the global economy will be reinforced by these safe coins rather than undermined. That should be clear. Remarkably, Tether is the fourth largest amount of U.S. Treasury securities globally. How are we going to spend a single dollar? After all, they are trillions of dollars. In an effort to replace the petrodollar, or whatever it is, several countries have declared that they will give up on treasuries, some of which have been weak or have taken advantage of these things over the years. I think the U.S. dollar might be preserved with stablecoins. I think these coins are safe. We already know how popular fixed coins are. Truth Social is another. In fact, an S1 registration statement terminates the Truth Social Crypto Blue Chip ETF. I looked this up on Perplexity, and it does talk about XRP. One of the main assets that will be held in the ETF strategy is XRP. Allocating 2% of the total investment in XRP in the ETF is the first goal. The bundled ETF that Trump's social media company is developing will include a 2% investment in XRP. They also plan to acquire Kronos, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. It's important to note that the president's own company is now investing in Bitcoin. Now let me show you this last video. Trump said that cryptocurrencies would destroy JP Chase and other banks. This is what banks are afraid of. So banks are rushing to obtain the kit, because banks need to complete this task as soon as possible, so they will start working with Ripple right away. I ask myself, why were these banks required? What about JP Chase that prevents